Son Mapex Committee. With her expertise in current exceptional gifts, Ifeoma crafts personalized offerings for corporate clients and individuals alike through her venture, Simply Gifts and Interiors. Now, there's so much of an accolade in between these two that if I decide to go through the entire thing, we'll probably be here till 6 p.m. and Kimberly's just going to come and say, "Oh, Swabi, thank you so much. Please leave the studio." But we want to talk about merchandising. We want to talk about leveraging these opportunities of branding, corporate gifts, and how that can help you promote brand visibility. How what you do and what the Absent does, how it can help business owners leverage brand visibility and become even more visible in the business space. So let's start with you, Tolu Olaya, and to have this conversation. I want to just start with the basics. And can you tell us a bit about the association and the brand and how your work helps brands to actually promote themselves more, and why you founded the brand and all of that?
Okay. AppSyn, like you actually rightly said, is an association of promotional product specialists of Nigeria. Okay. It was formed by a few founding members some few years ago. Okay. And it was just about to bring professionalism into this business. People do the business, but they're not professional about it. Okay. And the leverage of branding brings brings you in front of your clients, in front of people that would always remember you. Just like what you said about wearing a t-shirt, and people just remember. You use a pen, you use the cord, you could use anything that can be branded on.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much for answering this question the way you did, because I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, okay, so two beautiful women, branding, advertising, leveraging the opportunities that are there. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about the role that merchandising plays in your overall marketing strategy. Let's now actively look at the role that merchandising plays in marketing and advertising. Let's talk about that for a bit.
Okay, so I would always say that when you talk about merchandising, marketing, what it says is that what do you put in front of your clients when they say, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" or whatever. Your pens, the product actually talks about it. When you use your pen, when you use the t-shirts, the notebooks, that speaks volumes for you without actually doing the real marketing. But just because people are using it, it brings that different. It brings that impression, and people remember you for that.
Okay, that's amazing. Putting an impression on people, because that's what we all want to do as brands. Yeah. As Super FM, we want people to listen to Super FM. We want the cars to drive past and let's see the branded thing. We want. At some point, we had a billboard in a couple of places where people could see the faces of the OAPs that they love, and probably even follow some of our shows that were being put out there. And so, with the little things like merchandising, like you talked about the pen and the jotters and those other things now, and t-shirts and the likes. Why is it important in your experience? Now, I'm talking to you. Why is it important in your experience to have these things in front of people, and how can brands create a turnaround for their businesses from having some of these items?
Oh, thank you so much for that question. Branded items, they have very unique advantage.
Okay.
Just to say that both of us we have over 20 years experience in this business. Yeah. So combined efforts is like 40 years. Yeah. And we have noticed that it gives the company or our clients, that unique advantage that they are looking for. It stays with the customer for a very long time. And you know that when you're talking about arts, for instance, that disappears in a second. Yeah. But when it comes to branded stuff, things like your notebook, your mug, your pens,
your phone holders,
any memorabilia, it provides months and years of repeated exposure, and it turns everyday items to become very much like brand ambassadors. So you need not say much, but your branded items will speak for you and tell a lot about the company that you represent.
Amazing. I'm sitting close to like decades of experience here, and that's why the questions are so seamlessly answered. And I love the fact that you talked about this memorabilia and memorabilia, I beg your pardon, and how even when you're done using a pen, if it's really very cute, if it's there's this light pen I had for a while. It was given to me by a bank. I visited the bank, and then they gave me this pen that had a touch at the tip. So every time I was done writing, so I didn't even want to throw it away.
Yeah, I know.
Because the branding was done really very well, that it stood out in the places that I put it, on my office table or in my house, in the car or whatsoever. It really did stand out, and it was a very, very thoughtful tool. So, which brings me to my next question right now, which I'm still going to be giving you, Nkem. And it says that what inspired you to begin leveraging branded merchandise as a tool for growth and visibility? What actually brought you into that space?
For me, I've always loved packaging.
Okay.
And so things around gifting was more like something I just do, just for the fun of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but after a while, I realized that this passion can actually be a business.
Huh.
And over time, we have found out that the more we give our clients what they want in terms of the value add, and even explain to them how they can use it, especially multifunctional souvenirs. You see that they are more likely to repeat those products. That is asking us to repeat those branding. And so for me, I noticed that I'm always on the lips of my clients.
Always on their minds.
Always on their mind, sorry to say, because each time they see the product, they remember me. And when the product is also in the hands of their own clients, they remember them. And so it's a win-win for everyone. And I felt we could take this a notch higher by making it even more available to more clients. And hence, under the umbrella of Abson, we saw people with same mind, that thinking in the same broad venture, and that's how the business has grown for now. Okay, so
you just inspired something. I'm going to play a song shortly, but before I go, I want us to talk about this, because she mentioned top of mind awareness, which is something that comes from that. For you, what was the experience like that then made you say, okay, this is something that I want to do? Because you're in a broad industry, you're in an industry that you could have gone in any direction, but then you chose to say, okay, let's do branding, let's do branded memorabilia, and let's put the word out there about brands the right way. What made you make that decision?
So, like, if anyone asks me what do I do, I tell them I'm a service products promoter.
Okay.
So what I do is promote other people's businesses, which is what the key thing that I do all the time.
Okay.
And I make sure, and how do you do this? You make sure their services are in front of their own clients. And making sure you're curating those gifts to their own client, because there's no point in you giving a 3-in-1 card to someone that doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So you want to give a t-shirt, a money bag to people in the market.
Yeah.
Because it's useful to them.
Yeah.
And then someone who would definitely need 3-in-1 card would be for people like the bank. So if a bank comes to you now and says, oh, they want some certain items, you know you have to create them to their own clients,
Customer's
especially
taste.
clients, yes, especially what they do. Because that way you are able to answer the questions and being able to solve that problem to put them in front of their client.
Wow, amazing. This is a masterclass. And if you're a business owner and if you're someone who is thinking of a direction to go, of course, I'll be asking these individuals what their social media handles are so you could follow through and then also follow Absurd and start to chart a course in this path for yourself. So far, I've been talking to Tolu Olaya, who is the Vice President Absent, and I've also been talking to Ifoma, I beg your pardon. I kept calling him Ifoma Omuke. So I apologize, please. I apologize.
Fine.
But then, and I've been talking to both of them who are here from Absent to talk to us about branding, merchandising, and leveraging the opportunities that comes from, putting your brand on the top of mind awareness through branding your clients and giving people gifts that can put you on the lips of people even longer. Now, something that keeps you on the mind of people is how you make them feel the first time and the kind of experiences you give them. So if I say you're always on my mind, it's probably because you made me feel good. Here is Always on My Mind by Nosak and MI. We'll be right back. worth it. Trust me, all the big brands in the world today have given something at some point or the other to keep themselves in the minds and hearts of the people. Just trust me, like there's some things in our houses that our parents got when we were younger, and we just remember, and those were that's like the first experience you have with a brand, because your parents had that thing, that small bowl, that biro, so many beautiful things, souvenirs at weddings. But it keeps you in the minds of people, and that's what every business is trying to do. So if you'd like to be a part of what Abson is doing, and leverage some of the opportunities that comes with merchandising, branding, and giving stuff to your client, this is a place where you should have that conversation. On Super Survey today, we're talking about merchandising, leveraging these opportunities, and seeing how it can help you build more opportunities for your business, create top of mind awareness, put you out there in exponentials, because who knows where that t-shirts that you're printing would go. Who knows where it will go. And having this conversation with me are two very amazing individuals. I have with me right here in the studio two amazing ladies who have done quite the number with the conversation this evening, and just telling us about merchandising and what Abson does. I have the Vice President Abson, Tolu Olaya, here in the studio with me. I also have Ifeoma Unke here. She is also she's also with Abson. She's the team lead at the Association of Promotional Products Specialists of Nigeria. That's Abson, and the team lead of Abson MAPA Committee, MAPEX Exhibition Committee. Okay, I beg your pardon. So, but that you see that there's quite the star power here today, and the questions that they've answered so far, talking about how you could leverage these opportunities, how you could put your brand on the pedestal, how people could see more of what you do by branding and doing it the right way. It's not just doing the branding, it's doing it the appropriate way, is what we're talking about. So this is a very, very interesting question that many companies, many small brands, SMEs, they worry about the upfront cost of merchandising and what it might cost them. Cost is a major issue, but how can brands approach merchandising in a cost effective way? Because yes, that's what Super Saver is about. We're helping people find simpler, easier, affordable ways to do stuff. So merchandising, cost effectiveness.
I'll take that question. And for us, we believe that every business deserves an opening.
Okay.
And for small businesses that you've talked about, they can just start small and stay focused. They don't need to do HNIs, highly
net worth individuals.
They can just start small and just start being focused in what they're doing.
Okay.
And they can select products that are budget friendly, that are cost effective within whatever budget they have. For us, Abson, we deal. Yes. Tell us your budget, we deal. And because all they need is repeated visibility, not really that the product doesn't have to cost an arm and leg before it makes the impression that you want. So what you really need is quality products, but nicely priced. Things like branded pens will do that. Things like branded pens will do that. Your branded notebooks will do that. Branded bags will do that. A little thing.
Key holders
will do that. They are not that expensive. They're quite little in pricing, and all this can provide excellent returns to you as a business, and also keep that memory alive in your client's mind. And so we also encourage partnerships with Abson, because we are the gift specialists, and we can curate things for you that will be effective and that will always keep that memory in mind of your clients.
I'm loving the
saving you so much money, and
that's what we're about. Super Saver.
Great impression.
It's creating great impressions within cost. Super Saver, that's what this is about. And of course, I'm sure a business owner out there is wondering about this. Now, before we wrap things up, let's talk about social media, because I'm sure you're on social media and your team is on social media. And
I'm live here now.
Oh, yeah, amazing. Shout out to the guys live.
Hey,
OSYB is in the building. Okay,
Hello.
so I like that we're leveraging this, because a lot of people are not paying attention to these intricate details of how the littlest things can matter. I see a key holder somewhere. I'm getting a key holder for my car. And if I'm holding it out, I like this key holder. Like, where did you get it? Oh, I got it from this brand. And, you know, I could just dangle it in their faces and everything. And people are getting more creative with the design, and which I know is a lot of the things that you pay attention to: the design, the usability, the detailing, and then the brand visibility on whatever it is a whole lot of the conversation.
And
but
the
then
finishing.
Yeah, and the finishing. So this is a masterclass, like I said. Now, so for the sake of those who might want to, because time is fast spent, 30 minutes doesn't feel like a lot. It feels like a lot of time, but
Have
then
we done 30 minutes?
we're almost there. And the news comes up shortly. But then for those people who would like to maybe reach out to you, to follow you on social media, what social media platforms are you on individually and as the brand that umbrellas this entirety of people who do what you do? So let's talk about social media handles.
Okay. So she will talk about Absent.
Okay.
Okay. I'm on at Ifeanyi and at Simply Gifts NG.
Okay.
So you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on TikTok. And on LinkedIn, Ifeanyi. And on Absent is at Absent Nigeria. Yeah, so I'll leave the rest to Tolu to.
Okay, I would like to use this opportunity to speak about Absent in the body. It's just a
time.
Okay.
Fast spent. I'm sorry, but just the thing is, the beauty of this